In this video, you're going to learn about the main differences between introverts and extroverts. You may know that I also make content on highly sensitive people, and there is a similar misconception between introversion and high sensitivity. And the label tends to be shy, unsociable, and too sensitive. So let's dive into the specifics here, because being an introvert is definitely much more than this label. I am myself an introvert, an INFJ, which is one of the 16 personality types in the Myers-Briggs Personality Indicator. Introversion and high sensitivity are both traits that one is born with. I used to beat myself up and judge myself too harshly when my needs and desires and behavior would be different from the people around me. But now that I understand the differences between introverts and extroverts, I really stopped doing that because I understand myself a lot better and I understand where I'm coming from. So the first difference, and that is in my opinion the most important one, is that introverts need quiet alone time to recharge, while extroverts get energized from social interactions. I find this difference particularly important because when you don't honor this need as an introvert, your energy gets depleted, you become drained, you become exhausted, your confidence decreases, and that may also lead you to burnout. You come from a place of survival and not thriving because you are not recharged, and you don't show up as your best self. So as an introvert, it is completely natural to want to spend some time alone and to need to recharge your batteries maybe more regularly and in different ways than extroverts. The second difference is that introverts prefer working in quiet, independent environments, whereas extroverts thrive in teams and competitive environments. High competitive environments and teamwork can be quite overstimulating, which leads to feeling scattered and stressed and being depleted of our energy. Also, as introverts, we think deeply about things and we tend to go more inwards. So there may be a discrepancy happening there in a team environment where there are mostly extroverts maybe, who are going to think out loud and to verbalize everything and to go quite fast in their processing of thoughts and information. And you, as an introvert, you may have more of a quiet behavior and you need to go more internally in order to process your thoughts and emotions. So there may be a gap there, which may lead you as an introvert to feel behind and to feel not as fast as other people and not as competent. But this is not true. It's just that it's not the best environment for you. And that makes so much sense to me when I reflect back on my life and see that I've always been more attracted to actually working by myself. And that now I set up an online business that I run by myself. I'm a solo entrepreneur. I'm my own boss. I work with my clients, of course, but I am at the core of the team. I'm the only member of the team. Another important difference is that introverts feel their best in one-on-one relationships or with only a couple of people they feel comfortable with, versus extroverts who love being in large groups. And this tends to be an introvert's nightmare, right? Let me know in the comments if that's one of your nightmares as well, to be in a very, very large gathering where you don't know anyone, maybe. I always find it much more comfortable to be in a small social setting, and that's also where I find that true bonds get to develop and where real deep conversations get to be had. And that's something that introverts and HSPs particularly like and need. So don't worry if you don't get excited by big parties and large gatherings and big events like your extrovert friends do. It's normal. Introverts go inwards, whereas extroverts go outwards. And this really sums up the characteristics of introverts and extroverts. Everything comes back to this foundation, really. Introverts are very good at deep thinking and thinking before they speak, and they also don't necessarily need to verbalize what they are thinking about or feeling. I can sometimes look lost in my thoughts and I'll be asked what I'm thinking about. And that's because I didn't have the need to verbalize my thought process. While an extrovert tends to think out loud, their energy and thinking is directed outwards, whereas an introvert's energy and thinking process is directed inwards. Introverts particularly enjoy and need calm, solitary activities, while extroverts may prefer group activities, busy environments, and have large social networks. So my tip here is to not compare yourself to your extroverted friends and to what they do, or to any extroverted personalities that you may see on social media. Living a life similar to theirs would probably really not suit you, because it would not suit your needs, your energetic needs, and your personality. So don't compare yourself. Introverts can focus longer and prefer focusing on one thing at a time, whereas extroverts like taking on different kinds of projects and tasks at the same time, and they have a bit less focus. So I researched this, and the reason is that introverts benefit more from the neurotransmitter acetylcholine, which engages the ability to think deeply, to engage and focus intensely on just one thing for a longer period of time. Acetylcholine is released when the parasympathetic side of the nervous system is activated, which shows us that when you are in a quiet environment in which you feel peaceful and regulated, then that's where you're able to really reach your highest potential, where you're able to focus for long periods of time, to thrive and to do your best work. Introverts can be seen as reserved, quiet, and shy, while extroverts are usually seen as outgoing, sociable, and talkative. And it's quite clear that extroversion is a personality type that is more valued and more popular in our society, but I'd say that this is probably starting to shift because there's more awareness and acceptance of differences. But introversion remains a personality type that is often misunderstood, whereas its qualities are really numerous. So I wanted to share with you those main differences because I find that they are the ones that make us doubt ourselves the most as introverts and make us compare ourselves the most. So I believe those differences are really important to understand, to acknowledge, and to take in so that you can start accepting yourself to new levels. While helping fellow women introverts and HSPs release their limiting beliefs and change their self-concepts, I came up with two categories for the introvert woman: the wounded introvert and the thriving introvert. Both have the same personality types, however, one has let go from the wounds of the past and has really learned to accept herself and to embrace who she is. That's the thriving introvert, and that's who you get to be as well. So who is the thriving introvert? She's a woman who follows her passions, her career aspirations, and steps into leadership and important roles. She has high levels of self-esteem and self-worth, and she claims a seat at the table. That's a big one. She socializes with ease and authenticity, and she enjoys it. She accepts that she may not be the loudest person in the room, but she expresses herself very well and she is listened to and understood. She stops hiding and she puts herself out there in ways that feel good and right. If this description speaks to you and you would like support with embodying this version of yourself, embodying the thriving introvert, check out how we can work together in the description box. It's all online on Zoom, wherever you are in the world. And if you have any questions, send me a message. I hope the video was useful. Let me know in the comments how you found it. And subscribe to the channel. I will be here next week and I'm sending you much love. Bye.